Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, January 15th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally not yet too extended in their moves. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we're looking at 5 names today, all on the long side, 2 from IBD's watch list, 3 from our watch list. Let's get into it here with XP. This is the first one. This comes from IBD's watch list. This is their IPO list, which I really like because I just find that they're one of the best sources of curating some of those quality IPOs that are a little tough to keep track of on a manual basis. So XP comes from that, and I believe we've talked about this one in recent videos, or at least once in a past video, but this is one that just came public, a company that just came public at the end of 2019. And we can see that it's been mostly consolidating. It had this initial run to the upside, got as high as around $40. It's pulled back, and again, we have just this nice orderly kind of pullback here. Lots of sideways. We have this orderly trend line here that's extended from the December 20th highs, and it's just nice and compressed right now. So for an actionable opportunity here, I think this one looks interesting. Again, it is a young issue here, so generally a little more volatile, and you want to just be aware of the risks involved in trading a company that only has about 2 months of worth of history. So XP, that's the first idea here. If we can start to break out on the long side here and continue up over 38.50 or so, lots of blue skies there, can move quick. So keep it on the watch list. Number 2, also from IBD's list, is FNV. This is a gold stock here, and if we zoom out, it's got some nice structure in this pattern here as it has moved sideways since August of this year. It topped out around 100 of 2019, that is. It topped out around $101. It pulled back, and then it basically just went sideways, really digesting and consolidating the run-up that it saw from May into August, mostly through time here as it found some buyers stepping in and building that sturdy base. Again, it went tight and sideways here for the last 2 months of 2019, and now it's in the process of breaking out and pushing to new highs. It recently just retested this breakout, found some support there, and it's now moving up on track for potentially closing at new highs here. So FNV, like it for the gold stocks. There's lots of of these names in play here in this sector. This is one of my favorites right now in FNV. Now, the next 3 names come from our watch list. First is ESNT. This one here is in the finance space, so this is pulling back. This is kind of a pullback retest play here as this comes back down and retests a significant range that it built out in mid-2019. So we had the breakout in October of 2019 over these prior highs. It trended for a little bit, got as high as about $55, and now you can see it's back now, pulling back, retesting this zone. If I put on a weekly chart, you can see just how clean this action does look here. From a longer term basis. Again, you may want to extend the time frame here and look a little bit longer term, just given the nature of the stock, but it's been in a good kind of holding pattern here, broke out, it's coming back on the retest now, and we'll see ideally it holds in here over this $50.50 level. That would be the strong spot for bulls to maintain and hold, and then it can hopefully launch back to continue its uptrend to the upside. So ESNT, that's the first idea. Number 2 is Disney. This is a highly watched name, so more likely than not, this is something that may already be on your watch list. If we go to a weekly chart here of Disney, you can see this just saw a multi-year breakout in 2019, finally surging over $121, which is basically where Disney topped out in 2015. So it was essentially dead money and just moving sideways for about 4 years, and we got the breakout last year, and this is why from a long longer term perspective, there's probably more fuel in the tank for Disney, but it got that breakout last year. It moved sideways a bit. It had this late surge here into the end of the year in November where it broke back out to new highs, and here it is kind of flagging out and consolidating again. And I think this weekly view just kind of shows the very orderly consolidation that's been taking place over the past couple of months. So if we zoom in on a daily chart now, you can see just a little bit tighter of how this range looks. I liked yesterday's candle here, high volume outside reversal day. So that basically means that we attempted to kind of break lower here. We reversed, we closed not super strong, but certainly in positive territory, did it on heavier volume. So I do think you have kind of a a higher upper level risk level to measure against here, against 142, if you want to be really tight and manage this trade tightly. Otherwise, looking for momentum back over 148 or so, that looks interesting. Or if we get a little more of a retrace back into the 140s here, if we get a little more grind lower kind of in this consolidation here, do you think Disney looks interesting for kind of a lower risk entry point in this overall uptrend. Last but not least is Roku. So Roku here is a repeat idea. We talked about this in the 12/31 trade ideas video. So that was 2 weeks ago, and this is also still an active position. So the day we put out this video, this was an entry for us in ROKU. We bought it on this day right here. We put out the video saying we got long it, we like it. It's a little bit in, kind of a messy, still of a sideways kind of consolidation pattern, but our Merlin strategy does trade patterns just like this, and this was a new entry for it on the 12/31. It had this initial push up. Then it pulled back, and now it's kind of sitting back here in the same consolidation pattern. Really hasn't done a whole lot one way or the other. Hasn't done anything wrong. Hasn't really moved forward all that much either. So we're just sitting tight in this trade. Still like the setup here. Again, this consolidation still pretty orderly here. Potentially tightening up. Maybe has a little bit more to go in this, in the lower highs and slightly lower lows that it's been making. But overall, this has been a very strong winner, especially in 2019. It rallied from call it $30 all the way up to $140. So about a 3x, 300%, 3 to 400% return here in ROKU in just a year. So it's had a tremendous run, and a little consolidation like it's been doing since August here is certainly warranted. But have the position still on as an open trade. Like it. It's back here into the lower 130s. I like it in that zone. We'll see if it can continue going forward. So that's it. That's what we got for this week's video. We got 5 names there, a couple of different looks. Hopefully you find some of those interesting. Again, do your homework on these names. None of these are direct recommendations. You need to do your own due diligence, make sure they fit your risk profile and your strategy, most importantly. And because we're in earnings season, make sure you double check those dates. I didn't talk about earnings on any of these names, but likely they are going to be reporting in the next month or so. So that's it. Thanks so much. As always, every Wednesday, trade ideas just like this. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us at The Trade Risk. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here on Friday for the weekend recap.